Do any of you want to travel when you get older? Where do you want to go? London, Mexico, Africa?
That's great. People, oh,
I mean, like,
do you want to go anywhere?
do you guys want to go anywhere?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
That's great. People do things a lot differently in other countries, don't they? Their food can be different, the way they dress is different, even the schools can be different.
This is your scripted lines.
I'm JP. I'm a junior. I studied abroad in Japan. And while I was there, I noticed their elementary schools do things a lot differently than here in the U.S.
I'm Em, and I'm a sophomore.
And I'm Mackenzie, and I'm also a sophomore, and we're here to talk about the differences between American and Japanese elementary schools.
So, first we're going to talk about walking to school. How many of you ride the bus in the morning? How many of you get dropped off by your parents on their way to work? How many of you get to school on your own? Well, in Japan, students usually get themselves to school by walking or taking the subway. When I was in Japan, I would frequently see students in their uniforms with their friends walking to school each morning. As you'll see in the rest of our presentation, Japanese children are taught how to be independent from a very early age and are taught useful skills for everyday life. Now, you're probably wondering, what do the kids do when they get to school? Well, classes start promptly at 9. Students usually arrive at school around 8:30 and meet in their classrooms. Before classes begin, all the students assemble in the gym or auditorium and listen to announcements from the principal or school director. Often this assembly is preceded by a short organized group exercise routine. The routine is done in the gym or outside if the weather is nice and consists of basic stretches to warm up before the day begins. As I mentioned earlier, classes start at 9 a.m. and go until 12:30 when lunch starts, then resume again at 1:40 after a short recess. Most elementary schools in Japan have 6 classes each day. Each class lasts for 50 minutes. They have 4 classes in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. Each day ends with a short 10-minute class meeting before students pack up all their books and supplies and head home. Students will take all their books home every day, so all the desks are empty.
Okay, does that sound like what happens when you go to school? Maybe a little? Let's take a closer look at some parts of their day and talk about what's different. What happens when you go to lunch? Do you go through a line? Do the cafeteria workers serve you? Or do you serve yourself? In Japan, everyone eats lunch together as a big class, so it'd be like everyone in your grade eats together. Japanese students do a lot together and have a sense of togetherness. Do you like working with everyone in your class? In Japan, you might always have to work with them. But the main difference is that they serve each other food at lunch. Can you imagine your best friend giving you a handful of chicken nuggets across the counter? Alright, how many of you can cook? In Japan, they start taking cooking classes in 5th grade, just like you all. They also learn how to sew and to clean. It's a lot like the life skills classes you will all be taking when you get to middle school with Miss Sebring.
In Japan, they stay in elementary school through 6th grade, so that it lasts for 6 years. Each year has 3 semesters. They clean the class, the hall, and the yards in teams. Again, they are very focused on group work. Americans are taught to be individuals, but Japanese focus on group rules. In groups, their groups are called Hans, and they are made up of 4 to 6 students. They are grouped according to some tests that they take and who works well with whom. Hans spend nearly all of their day together. They work on assignments together in groups. They report to their class what they find out about their assignments later on in the day, and they clean their classrooms and do a lot of other group activities together. Cleaning is done after their lunch and recess. They spend about 20 minutes cleaning and sweeping. Their school starts and ends a little differently than ours do too. School starts in April and goes through March of the next year, as you can see on our PowerPoint. The average school day is 6 hours. Their summer vacation is from the middle of July to the end of August. It's almost over a month shorter than all of you alls. Winter vacation lasts 10 days from the day after Christmas to January 6th. Their spring break lasts from March 25th to April 5th. It's after spring break, not summer vacation, that their school year starts over.
I think it's the phrase.
Oh, okay. So now we're going to teach you guys a phrase that you can use when you meet the Japanese later on today. This phrase is really useful because it's said at every introduction and whenever you go over to someone's house. The phrase is yoroshiku onegaishimasu. So I'll write that on the board. Oh, it's right here.
Yeah. Or on the PowerPoint.
Alright, so can all of you guys say yo,
Yo,
ro,
ro,
shi,
shi,
ku,
ku,
o,
o,
ne,
ne,
gai,
gai,
shi,
shi,
mas.
mas.
Yoroshiku
Yoroshiku
onegaishimasu.
onegaishimasu.
Very good.
So we've learned a lot today. We've learned about what life is like in Japan for someone your age and how different it is. We've learned to say something in Japanese. Imagine what it's like in other countries too. There's lots of 5th graders out there in Japan, London, Australia, Chile, and right here in Cedar Rapids. We all do things a little bit differently. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.